Hello everyone, it's Kristen Redman, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this last week of 2017. Oh my goodness gracious. And how interesting is it that we all naturally just look back at the end of the year as, Christmas time comes around, the holidays roll around, and it's generally a time when we look back over the past year and we realize where we've come from, the events that have happened, and where we've grown as a result. But this year has kind of been like nonstop New Year's Eve since the beginning, I feel like. I think there's been a lot of putting to rest the cycles and the things and the relationships and the jobs and habits and things that have held us back, that have kept us from moving forward to where our soul is intended to be now. This has been the year of releasing those things and welcoming in these new beginnings, whether those beginnings were thrown upon us or it was something that we put a lot of thought into. Each one of us, in a way, throughout the course of 2017 has initiated new beginnings that are ultimately more fitting for themselves. And so as 2017 draws to a close, it's a little bit stronger of a feeling as the ball drops. And as we wrap up these holidays this week as well, reminding us of the lessons that we've learned over this past year, and the ultimate lesson being that we need to love ourselves and we need to honor our truths and fulfill what our path is intended to be. And sometimes that makes people unhappy in the process, unfortunately, doesn't it? Because you're on your own path here, right? In this time frame. And when I say lessons, this also makes me think too of the planet Saturn. And Saturn just went through quite a large transition in this past week. Now, Saturn is the planet of lessons. It's the planet of karma. It's the planet that teaches us things. It's the planet that restricts us. It holds us back. It makes us, like I say a lot of times, I use this as an example, it's like the Brussels sprouts. We have to sit there and eat these Brussels sprouts, these things that are good for us, right, before we can have the dessert. And that's exactly what Saturn is in terms of astrology, is that it makes us work hard for the things that we want. It makes us work hard to earn the things, so that way we appreciate them more when they come to fruition. Saturn is the ruling planet for the sign of Capricorn. Now, the sun just transited into Capricorn as well, so we're really shining a light on these aspects here of hard work, determination, the lessons we've learned and the hard work we have to put in to move forward in this life. Now, Saturn has been touring Sagittarius over the past 3 years, and it moved out into the sign of Capricorn, and as it does, it's come home. It hasn't been there since 1988, okay? And so there's a lot of energy to be said that when your ruling planet comes back into your sign, especially a slow-moving planet like this, it's been a really interesting week for my Capricorn friends. I've gotten a lot of responses from Capricorn's clients and friends and family alike that are all feeling that pressure and restriction of their ruling planet weighing on them. Now, we're all going to be feeling that as well, because in any type of transition in astrology, it's always the strongest at the very beginning and the very end of that transit. Now, remember, Saturn just left Sagittarius this week, so our Sagittarian friends and our Capricorn friends, and especially those two, but all of us have been feeling this as well. But it's that sense of where your responsibilities lie, where the hard work needs to be put in, and the lessons that we've learned over that time frame that comes really, really to the light as Saturn moves into its home sign. But our Capricorn friends have been feeling it even stronger. So maybe if there are, now in astrology it's black or white, right? So either have you been putting too many rules out there? Have you been trying to control too many things? Are you working yourself too hard? Are you pushing yourself too hard? Are you too worried about how your image looks to the world? These are all things that are Capricorn when they get pushed to the extreme, over controlling, because that's what Saturn does, is it places limitations and boundaries on us. Have you been putting too many boundaries in place with yourself and others? Are you trying to control things too much? That's one aspect of it. But on the opposite end, do you have no self-discipline? Do you have no self-control? Do you have no respect for authority that is around you? Do you have no idea what direction your career is going? These are the shadow sides to Capricorn as well. And as Saturn is moving into that home sign, it's kind of really shaking up those people that have strong Capricorn and Sagittarian influences in their chart, because it's almost like a wake-up call from the universe saying, what are you doing? You know, where are you going? What do you want to do? You need some stability here. You need to let go of control there. It's either one way or the other, right? But all of us feel that in a sense as well, too, because these new beginnings are coming through and we don't know what to expect. I tell you what we can expect as Saturn moves through its home sign of Capricorn over the next 3 years is we can expect stability. We can expect some good solid ground under our feet, because over the past 30 years we've really worked towards wherever Capricorn goes in your chart. That's where you've been working the hardest over the past 30 years on. It could be the self, it could be relationships, it could be money, it could be career, it could be all these different houses, but wherever Capricorn rules is going to indicate where it's made the biggest impact. And now it's ready to put those solid footing grounding under you to make sure it gets done. And that your hard work pays off, right? So that aspect this week is the strongest thing that we have. Pretty much the only aspect that we have going on up until New Year's Day, and I'll do obviously a bigger reading towards the end of the week for that, but the sun has now moved into that sign of Capricorn as well, so it's shining its rays on those things: responsibility, work, our discipline with ourselves and others, the rules that we set for ourselves and others, how much hard work we're going to put into these things, the structures that we have under our feet. Those things really come into focus. And especially so now as the sun in the sky and Saturn align this week, and it kind of gives that undercurrent of energy throughout this week. So I feel that Christmas this year is going to be a little bit more serious, because it's almost like the responsibilities that you bear in these families, the situations that you're around, the work that you're in. If you're very unhappy and the foundational cracks are broken, the sun is going to illuminate those cracks even brighter. So it's going to be a little bit more serious of a Christmas than it usually is, right? But that's okay, because it's shining a light on where those foundations need to be strengthened over the next few years and where they will be. It's going to make itself kind of known out there this week in the universe. Where that strength is going to be coming in, right, under our feet. So, really, pretty much that's all there is for this week. And then I will be doing bigger readings for 2018. Of course, I'll do one big reading for all signs at that point, but then I'm going to do one for each individual sign as well. So stay tuned throughout this week, because I will be posting those on my YouTube page. I'm really excited to share with you what 2018 really has in store for us. So just a little snippet to let you know where we've been feeling restricted over the past few years and limited, with where we can really expand ourselves. The universe is giving us that push this year to make that happen. Where there were limitations, now we're going to be seeing more freedom, more happiness in that as well. But in the sense of following that freedom, there is a lot of good energy in the earth signs this year. They're really making sure that these new beginnings start on extremely stable ground, good solid ground. So that's what we have to look forward to in 2018, where things really start to pay off. So let's do a card reading. Now that I put my cards way over here, let's do a card reading here to see what energies, angels are around us this week. Through Christmas, helping us to focus on all the wonderful good things that are to be happening in this coming year. What angel do we have around us today? As I look through my stones, I feel so strongly in them. As I move over them, it'll almost be like an electric impulse that shoots through my fingers. And I know that is the angel and guide that is working with us at this time. Oh, it's super, super, super strong. Ooh. Oh, and it doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me one bit. I tell you why. An amethyst is a stone that balances those male and female polarities in each one of us. The female energy that knows what it needs to do intuitively, and then the male energy that acts on it and makes the changes happen. Amethyst is a stone that combines those two energies and makes sure that not only do we think about what we need to do before we do it, but we actually have the courage and confidence to make it happen. That's what this beautiful stone brings to us. But it also brings in the energy of Archangel Michael, is the one I feel most strongly related to at this time. Last week it was Raguel that came through in the form of an amethyst, ironically enough, the angel that helps us look back on where our life has been, and he gives us that life review just as he does as the angel that crosses us over to heaven when it's time for us to die and pass away into heaven. He's also the angel that comes to us at any point in our life and says, you want to look back on everything like that, life flashing before your eyes, see what happened from point A to point B. Let me show you how you got there, and let's see in a more accurate light where things really were at. He helps you identify that. He was there last week, really helping to remind us in those last legs of the last Mercury retrograde of 2017, looking back to the past, looking back to our communications, our thought processes. He helped us shine a light on that very much so. But now we're moving forward. Our mind is moving direct. We're not looking so much to the past. We're moving to the future. And that's where Archangel Michael shines the brightest. And that's why he is here this week. He is the angel that's most concerned with our future. He's the angel of our life purpose. He is the one that knows what the next steps are and gives us the spiritual network and the physical resources and network around us to help us make sure that our soul is evolving to what it's set out here to do in the first place on earth. He's there. He keeps us safe. He is the guardian of all denominations. Archangel Michael is known as the protector angel. He is God's right-hand man to protect us. And he is here this week to ensure that not only are we safe on all these different levels, but that our life purpose is also safe, and that it's going to be easier for us to understand those signs and symbols. The universe gives us those nudges that tell us, you need to go over here, you need to talk to this person, you need to do this. Those little things inside of us and those repetitive signs over and over again, he's going to help us see them a lot clearer so that we move forward. Protection, though, and safety, he's telling me that too. I feel very strongly. He wants me to remind us all y'all, that the past few years as Saturn has toured through the sign of Sagittarius, we've all felt chaotic energy. We felt like things kind of almost got tipped upside down and life got shaken upside down. And now we don't know how to move forward because that structure isn't the same under our feet. Things are different. Life is different. Life is so drastically different. Whether you lost somebody who's close to you, whether that relationship deteriorated, your career of 20 years has completely changed. Whatever it is, the fabric that was the foundation under you was completely different. And that's when we trust in God the most to make sure that as we leap and learn to fly, I suppose, into this vast canyon that's below us of the unknown, that we are going to be safe. And that's where Archangel Michael is coming in, reminding us that the past few years may have created that gigantic canyon, but the power of God is what gives us the wings to fly and make sure that it all happens. Yes, sir.
Can you call me?
Certainly. I'm not doing anything too important, eh? Hold on just a second. Why don't you come on over here and tell everybody hello and Merry Christmas. Can you do that on the video really quickly now that I have to put a battery in Thomas here really quickly?
No, that's right.
Well, can you tell them Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
What's next year? Do you remember what year number it is? It's 2017 now. What comes next? Remember?
28.
2018. Well, all right. Well, there you go.
It's 2018.
Next year will be, yes. All right. Well, see ya.
Yeah. Goodbye. The show's over.
Just about. You're right. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay. I like that he brought me a train, though, right? That vehicle moving forward like we were talking about here. So let's pull some cards, huh? Archangel Michael, you're around us and you're keeping us safe. You're showing us where to go. You're like that little train conductor, right? Showing us where that track is leading. So let us know the energy that you have for us this week as we balance what we need to know and the confidence and the strength to actually make these things happen and make our feet move. Get that train moving. One more. So strong. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Ace of Earth, new beginnings to solid ground. This is exactly what this card means. In the traditional tarot, Pentacles is representative of this earth, and in my deck here, my tarot deck. But they indicate the same exact things. Pentacles are earth. They represent the physical resources we have to us, the earthly tangible things that we can touch, our money, our finances, our body, our health. This is a card that indicates to us that we have new things happening with that, new ground under our feet. New things are coming. This is a blessing from God. It also reminds us the seeds of manifestation that we've planted over this year of change and ready for these new tangible beginnings around us, whatever it is, to make more money, to make yourself happier, to make the physical mind happier, to make your body feel happier, whatever it is, the things that affect your daily life. You want new beginnings in them here, right? This is a card that indicates that it's coming, that it's happening. Those seeds of intention you sent out there into the universe, it's starting to happen now. I just heard a lot of things falling down the stairs. But no crying, so that's a good sign. I think he just dropped some of his trains down the stairs. So this is a card that indicates there's an inflow of abundance, whether it's money, love, or anything that you're out there looking for, opportunities, whatever it is, there's an influx of that coming. And a promise that new things are on the way, whether it's a new job, a new venture, whatever. But it's a card that indicates new solid footing is on the way. How fitting is that for what we were just talking about, eh? Archangel Michael making sure that it happens as well. So I'm also going to pull one more card, just a little extra sign from Michael for this week. His one-word message to us to keep in mind, almost a mantra, I suppose you could say, as we deal with the energies of the holidays that come with us and the memories that they bring up, other limitations it reminds you of. Ooh, it just, whoa, flip this over. This one just flipped over. Oh my gosh, and how cool is it? It's yet another green card of the heart center, opening the heart center, receiving all the wonderful energy that's come to us. And this is a card here. The card of perception indicates that it's interesting. She's going through this door over here. And it says, you know what? The past is behind you and you can't reopen that door again. Unfortunately, right? We can't open the door to the past and try to make things work the same because they have drastically changed. We had that courage to open a new door and say, I'm ready for new things to come my way. I'm going to leave the comfort of this, open a new door to go into the future. But if we get scared in that unknown canyon, right, we can't just turn back around and that door will take us right back into the safety and the security where we were. That's forever changed the second we turn that doorknob. And this is a card that reminds us of that it's all in how we see that canyon in the future that will determine how the abundance and new beginnings roll in, right? Even though it's scary, know that we have solid footing. This is a year where Uranus is really going to help liberate us. It's going to bring us things that work better for us, and it's ultimately going to bring us wonderful things. You don't have to have a total plan. The spiritual network is around even stronger this week and in the coming year that will remind you and guide you and give you signs forthcoming to know what to do, where to go, who to listen to, whatever it is. Your intuition will be even stronger to follow it as we move forward into a more promising future with solid ground. So, everybody, oh my goodness gracious, so much. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. Thank you. Bye.